Radio SHAZZBOT, Issue 04, May 2025.
Disaster Man, Episode 0405.
October, Wrong Lisa Again.
Or
Decoy United, Girls, Boys, and Cigar.
A 16 improv comic book radio script by
J. Drewster Poindexter.
Episodes title mashups from the band Good Riddance and their album For God and Country 1995.
Scene 1, Panel 1.
Caption.
In a remote part of a rural community in a southwestern region of the United States of I Told You So, in an isolated location just outside of the small town that the local residents now refer to in barely audible whispers as Neutered Corners Gated Retirement Community.
Caption.
And just the kind of a place that a roaming, wandering, shambling, feral beastie super science hero brute like the Disaster Man would avoid like just another subway crazy on a Tuesday evening.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Well, boys, judge not, lest ye be judged. And this is especially true of the other flash mobs on the I-54. Powerful are the wings of the butterfly. Well, they're powerful in the mind of the public imagination anyway.
Deputy Buckingham's.
Have you been sneaking in the answers to the LSAT exams again, Sheriff? You say Disaster Man stopped a shape-shifting robot from taking over the city, but you were the only one who was there to see their final showdown at the paint factory? Well, ask any painter any question for any amount of time, they say. Really, it always gives them something to fume about.
Panel 2.
Sheriff Gloucester.
The Disaster Man is a thief among thieves, but it takes a thief to catch a thief. That's ancient Gnostic poker player wisdom. It's esoteric Texas hold'em knowledge. It's the nickel and dime player idiosyncratic creed. It's the orthodoxical, antithetical, theoretical, heterodoxy, swimming June pool rules, son. Or maybe it's just hearsay and heresy and a bit of home relief swimming pool self-therapy. Say, maybe I did inhale too many paint fumes at that paint factory final showdown after all, Deputy Buckingham's. But you should have seen Disaster Man do his thing, Sniglets. You should have seen the guy who got away. Hey Deputy, can I even call you Sniglets, dude?
Deputy Buckingham's.
Sheriff, sir, if you don't mind my saying so. I think you need to get a doctor down at the police lab to fill out a full topography report on that head injury before you're ready to do any more police work this afternoon. Using a baby's logic and talking in baby sentences takes baby steps again, Sheriff. But you should feel all right again by mid-afternoon, sir.
Panel 3.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Why, as Deputy Steve Martin used to say, yes, that isn't something that a smart person would do, wouldn't it be? And I think that I'm just smart enough to become a stand-up comedian myself one of these days. I mean, we're doing the heavy lifting here, aren't we, Deputy? We're turning that $1 million in real estate into that $100 in cold hard cash. Aren't we, Sniglets? You know, the other night I took the missus to one of these flea restaurants. You know, I thought, health food, sure, why not? I could use to lose a few pounds in my wallet. But when we got to the flea restaurant, the manager was chasing everyone out. See, it turned out that the cook was some kind of a hummus and cider maniac. See, see, I can do desperate stand-up comedy. But let's go do some brick and mortar wall-to-wall open mic stage banter improv stage comedy instead.
Deputy Buckingham's.
Emojis, Sheriff. Trying to shame me into hopping on board with one of your no direction crazy train open mic performances again, huh? Well, it did work in this country once upon a time, like 4 months ago. But I think that the way things have been spinning, that maybe you'd better have that head of yours examined instead.
Panel 4.
Caption.
On a visit to the secret Nebraska Island State Prison, where they house the supercriminal scientists who work for the government secretly, in a secret capacity, developing secret state weapons in secret. Prisoner 0707 tells Agent Rhymes that he is busy inventing a secret app that mines private data from incriminating texts. And Agent Rhymes tells 0707 that he has been replaced on the bowling team by a new inmate, and that he is to train the new replacement in secret.
Prisoner 0707.
I can't stand another hour in this top secret mad scientist research facility that you call a prison for one more day. Agent Leanne Buster Rhymes. If this was a TV series on Netflix or on Catfish Central, I would cancel my subscription without prejudice. And from there, I'd take a complete scorched earth policy to this place. This is your biggest outrage outing yet, Agent Rhymes.
Agent Leanne Buster Rhymes.
Oh, come on, 0707. It's nothing personnel, really. I mean, you were a punk rocker who played indie rock once upon a time, weren't you 0707? But now you've found employment in a jail sentence outside of your unlevel playing field. All we're asking you to do here is train your replacement bowling league ringer on the Super Spy Bowling League team. This female agent has a great arm, and for a bowler, some amazing range too. Plus, prisoner 0707, we need to put you on a different assignment instead.
Panel 5.
Prisoner 0707.
Well, at my age, I have to check the obituaries every morning until that day that I have to start checking the real estate columns to find a decent house where I can haunt in the role of a poltergeist. Avenge me. Avenge me. Oh, but if you're going to try to replace me on the Secret Agent Bowling League that easily, I'll have to remind your supervisors that I somehow got this jailbird gig from my own once having been a higher up in the organization so long ago. In the first place. See, Mom was this mobbed-up school librarian. So she had to redact, redo, and replace every reference to their ever having worked at a mobbed-up school librarian's office when the current regiment came into power. Well, she used to drive the bookmobile to and from the scene of the crimes anyway. Look, you know I don't have to lose my position on the league bowling team. I could always pull this fast one and rig that bowling alley to implode.
Caption.
Well, we just think it would be easier to write a more upside-down radio play in a less than upside-down America. Love your country, but hate your government. How's that for poetry? Oops. I'm sorry, was that out loud? Wait for it. Oops. Hot open mic.
Panel 6.
Agent Rhymes.
Sheesh, buddy. Where did you go to Yale all of a sudden? I didn't spend 8 years at a mail-order state savings and loan community college just to learn how to read this stuff. Don't insult my professionalism. And I won't insult mine either. Agent 0707. Anyway, I'll go out and come back in again. Okay, I think we were on scene 1 panel 6 here now. And you were telling me about your granddaughter had just had a harmonica recital at her middle school, and then that somehow the harmonica piece that she played at the recital had gotten her expelled.
Prisoner 0707.
Yep, she had played these Max Sabbath intervals using these Iron Maidenbra forms. It was Faustian-esque, you know, super, Goethe Gothic, harmonic lead paint outside the lines along the Mixolydian pentagrammatical coal miners, black lung disease scale form type figures. They wanted to blame the parents, but it was I, her beloved grandfather, me, that had taught her that. See, these mystic chords patterns of memory that she was used to using had reflected neither an East Coast nor a West Coast common tonality. It was just this mysterious stillness illness both rising above and at the same time falling below the rational explanation of the staff line of the usual unusual musical vocabulary. Oh, but this time, thanks to her beloved grandfather, she was ringing the evil one's doorbell and using the Beals Bubba's jazz fake book as a bell chime ringer. You know, that type of Greiger-moi that has the guitar tablature in the back of the book. Well, that was.
Agent Rhymes.
Yeah, and to think we had put you in here at Nebraska Island State Prison, so you could do top secret research on that social media app that we're using to apprehend the Disaster Man persona with, right? But now recently, you've been working on all this hokey next level research on music theory and harmonica lessons nonsense. Well, that didn't take too long to bend your mind to our wills now, did it? Okie dokie smoky Phil Okie. I think that we're all caught up here 0707.
Editor's note.
And you still can't play shortstop on the Nebraska Island State Prison League bowling team there, Tim Consoy. What hoops moves you do still have contained left field skills that still just leave a lot to be desired. You make Mitch McConnell look like break dancing with the Blue Man Group. You'll put your eye out, kid. Sheesh. Dude, who writes these captions? Dane Cook?
Scene 2.
Caption.
Meanwhile, later.
Caption.
Hold on. And at that same moment, outside of a hijacked police squad car during an abandoned, unincorporated part of the rural town that the locals have just always matter-of-factly called home, at a quiet, peaceful bucolic oasis called the Neutered Corners Gated Retirement Community.
Panel 1.
Zeke Ziegler.
Hold on. I'm on the phone to my agent. I'll be right with you. Agent. I said agent.
Dirk Diggler.
So, you're not working on any written material or anything? In order to abstain from doing any unsuccessful work, really? Well, that's very heroic. Hey, it's always good talking to you. Every ex-comedy improv performer ever.
Zeke Ziegler.
Wait, popcorn cyberporn? I just think that that's the greatest waste of community college education ever published, or at least ever downloaded. Well, at least since the last time this podcast was ever downloaded anyway.
Dirk Diggler.
But we are demented in our fortunes, and the night has grown short-tempered. Let us go down to the swingers' cages and watch the tenors and basso sopranos warm up and take their singing and belting practices. I mean, past a point, it was always obvious that Johnny Lydon would rather just hang out with the other bands instead, really.
Panel 2.
Zeke Ziegler.
Oh wait, we're recording this? Hi! We're Dirk Ziegler and Deke Diggler, two innocent fugitives on the run in what's left of America, and desperate to clear our names before they catch up to us again. And here we are on our very own camera phone podcast again.
Dirk Diggler.
These traveling music hall podcast remotes are just getting too difficult to keep track of, let alone to pay any attention to in the traveling arrangements department of, really. But see, by the way, I'm Dirk and that's Zeke, and my buddy and I are on the run from a clandestine organization called Project Closed Spin. It's a shadow arm of the FBIA, the Federal Bureau of Intelligence Accountabilities. And we're accused of money embezzlement that they say we did as the disaster man, and that we swear we have no memory of ever doing. Kind of redundant, we know. But the FBIA, they want us for some crimes that we know we definitely did not commit.
Sheriff Gloucester.
And hi, podcast viewers. I'm Sheriff Jerry Gloucester, and I'm the sheriff here in Neuter Corners Gated Retirement Community. And these boys here seem to have me kidnapped here, just so they can use the radio equipment in my squad car. You understand? These boys have assured me that they're mostly harmless, and that they just want to use my police radio to keep in contact with some old science hero friends.
Panel 3.
Sheriff Gloucester.
See, these boys have showed me that they can turn into the feral man beastie known as the Disaster Man, the guy that everybody is looking for.
Dirk Diggler.
That's right, Sheriff.
Zeke Ziegler.
Now just play it nice and cool, Sheriff.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Plus, they have promised me a load of cash and some young college girls who they say would be more than happy to spend a load of cash with me. So of course, I'm glad to help out these boys in any way I can at this point. See, it's really not what it looks like here. Do understand? All you boys up in that Washington, D.C. cinematic universe, I'm running what's lately been come to be called an independent investigation.
Panel 4.
Dirk Diggler.
See, we fellers have reached an agreement with Sheriff Gloucester here this afternoon. We're going to help him out with a little problem that he has with the mayor's office too. And we're going to continue to use his radio squad car equipment. You sure don't want to come face to face with the feral man beastie known as the Disaster Man again, do you, Sheriff?
Zeke Ziegler.
Oops, we gotta go. We have to get back on the phone to our agent again. Agent. I said agent. Hold on.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Now hold on, boys. You fellers promised me that I wasn't watching nothing I wouldn't see on one of those Nutflakes or Cryptology Central Life and Times mystery TV series now. See, I saw one where they gave a guy too much of what his heart most desired. But then it got kinda tricky because what he most wanted was more money and more time. Them things that you can never get enough of on one of them Nutflakes or Cryptology Central mystery TV series. You know, more time and money? To buy more time and money with. Did you see that one too, fellers? And then they had to gag him. But you know, he said he might like be into a little bit of that action too, they're fellers.
Panel 5.
Dirk Diggler.
I think the sheriff here is trying to greenlight us here a bit into getting him his own new thing you wouldn't see on a Nutflakes or a Cryptology Central mystery TV series.
Zeke Ziegler.
I mean, no amount of money could ever get me back on that improv stage, Mr. Agent Man. Or worse, to have to witness the kind of insufferable suffering that you have to witness to watch people just make up character relationships right there in front of you. Alcatraz. I knew I shouldn't have taken that right turn at Alcatraz.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Now fellers, nothing too graphic now, honeys. My kids have to watch this podcast for school and fill out a police report about it later. Heck, my kids aren't even old enough to vote wrong yet, you hooligans. How about a more fair fight next time, you freakazoids? Or even a carnival freak show sideshow fight instead.
Panel 6.
Dirk Diggler.
How's that again, Sheriff?
Zeke Ziegler.
Now just play it nice and cool, Sheriff.
Sheriff Gloucester.
How about your freaks versus my freaks, boy? If I'm not being too forward thinking here with all that. I mean, thanks for saying that you get me out of my little problem with the mayor's office. But at least next time, why not sick your sick doggy baggage on someone else's mayor's office next time? Y'all opportunistic sickos. Silly me. Woo-wee. But there I go playing hard to culturally get again, you know. I guess I just got me a cold shoulder about everything that's been happening. Let's just stick to the Plan 9 from Revolution number 9 as it's written for now, okay boys?
Scene 3. Panel 1.
Rumor continent.
Hi, cellmate, classmate. Checkmate. I'm super cool secret science agent Boomer Cottonip of the FBIA, the Federal Bureau of Intelligence Accountabilities. I know, it does sound sort of redundant though, doesn't it? They put me in this cell with you to keep an eye on me while I help you work out the details of the social media app that we're using to apprehend the Disaster Man persona with, right? Also, they think that I need to cool out and take some time away from the field work. They think I'm becoming too cool these days. They say when I was born, that I just hit the ground running and with a pair of scissors in my hand. But you don't think that about me, or do you, Prisoner Agent 0707?
Prisoner 0707.
Well, they told me that I might have some competition in taking over my short start position with the Nebraska Island Prison League bowling team, and that you were some kind of a ringer. But they didn't tell me that you were a dead ringer for my dead ex-wife.
Boomer continent.
I'm sorry, Prisoner Agent 0707, but you know, it's not like it used to be in those old James Bond movies, where James Bland would usually hook up with the agent that was sent there to investigate him. And then he'd hook up with the female fatally bad guy's girlfriend, and then he'd hook up with the professor's daughter at the end of the movie. That reality just doesn't exist anymore.
Prisoner 0707.
Go on.
Boomer continent.
Today's James Bond's agent is usually married, possibly pregnant, and he or she is probably just waiting for some laundry in the dryer anymore anyway. And if that's going to be some kind of a problematic for you, Prisoner 0707? Well, the Investigations Bureau told me that you suffered from solipsism, and that it was this really bad social condition. But I just haven't had time to look it up in the new EGID Journal of Physicians' Desk references yet. I'm not sure, but I think that solipsism can lead the unfortunate victim into a career in unfortunate internet movie and film criticism.
Prisoner 0707.
Oh, come on now.
Boomer continent.
I think it might be something that could lead to a starter career in a 12-year movie criticism college though, you poor dude. Now, I hear that you're this old weird man science genius or something? Hold me back, right?
Panel 2.
Prisoner 0707.
Well, the easiest way to tell if someone is a genius is to get them talking about something that they don't know nothing about. Like fishing, for example. But right-leaning, narrow-minded citizens just don't get along that well with other people from other countries. It's a well-known fact. Dude, write that one down. That should totally be on Untruth Boasting. But what are you looking for here? Just another one of your customer encounter? Because I can still be one tough customer. Agent 0202.
Boomer Cottonip. Oh, you can just call me Agent Boomer Cottonip. And I think that we're going to get along okay with just a fine. Mr. Prisoner Agent 0707. But you don't think this prison orange jumpsuit disguise makes me look cheap and easy, do you? I can be very unofficial and very inauspicious about such matters. So when are you supposed to start training me for this Nebraska Island State Prison Bowling League? I mean, that's what this scene is supposed to be all about anyway, right?
Prisoner 0707.
Come on back, come on back. Oh, good. You're still here. Your eyes, your lips, your hair. You remind me of someone who I trusted so very long ago. I don't know, you have sort of a Walter Cronkite persona. But I'm not going to train anyone to take my spot on my own internet bowling league, even if you do look kind of good in a secret agent prisoner uniform.
Boomer Cottonip.
Oh, my therapist says that I'm especially way too cool about ordinary working class people, X-Games show host presidents, and maybe even any other, even more kind-hearted government agencies. Now, you were saying that I was just this uncanny dead ringer for your dead ex-wife? And then you said Walter Cronkite. See, I've seen the inside of an ancient, unnatural history museum before. Who does your cleaning duties around here? Is it Alio OP? Because I've heard that he's pretty good with the coasters. But you're not going to go all Alfred E. Hitchcock Vertigo comics on me now? Are you Mr. Prisoner Agent 0707?
Prisoner 0707.
Hurry back now. You hear?
Panel 3.
Caption.
At that same time only. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Sheriff Gloucester.
So you see, you two fellers and your Disaster Man Beaster boys in the neighborhood's persona could sure help out with this here small town sheriff's predicament. Now couldn't you boys? It's my grandniece. See, I was just gonna use your monster better half to exploit a new car for my college loans bound grandniece. I dunno. Maybe I could hook up a Honda Civics lesson for the kid out of the mayor's city treasury or something. You see, boys, I agreed to let you boys use the sophisticated satellite telecommunications systems in my police squad radio signal call so that you all could make some much-needed phone calls regarding that type of a callback situation.
Zeke Ziegler.
Sheriff, we have some news that you should maybe hear.
Sheriff Gloucester.
But now you're telling me that you boys hijacked a phone call between my wife and the town's mayor, Mayor Somerset's, and that my wife has been doing her wifely beach life carryings on with the said town's mayor, Mayor Somerset's, all behind my back. But you don't think that she suspects anything about the three of us, do you?
Panel 4.
Dirk Diggler.
Well, Zeke Ziegler and myself are always happy to help out friend in dread, Sheriff Gloucester. In fact, my sister has a new pet boyfriend project whom I consider to be her new pet homeless bodybuilder person in progress. He's like another Jake Paul with those DMV waiting periods. But the kid is more of an influencer on other boxers turned actors than an actual boxer or an actor, really.
Zeke Ziegler.
But see, his sister's new pet homeless person project has a seriously oversized heart condition. And he does these charity and clarity takeaways. And he collects from chastity benefit appearances. And all that sort of bad guy do-gooder stuff too.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Are you boys talking to me? Or are you just practicing for that podcast of yours? Fellers, what does this have to do with the mayor hooking up with my wife?
Dirk Diggler.
Yeah, Zeke Ziegler here, and I were just getting to that. We have been trying to get him to leave her alone for a while now. But I think that those 3 hours of community service volunteer hours might have turned the trick with the dude. It's at least taught him how to briefly talk to college girls again. Bachelorette number 3, if we were to give each other the whooping whoopsies, how would we first go about hooking up on our first date together? Real Eubanks Martindale kind of stuff.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Are you boys talking to me? Or are you just practicing for that podcast of yours? Fellers, what does this have to do with the mayor hooking up with my wife?
Panel 4.
Sheriff Gloucester.
I don't know what in the matter of Red Skelton it takes for you boys to turn into that menacing feral clown beast persona. But I bet Pennywise to $1 short that it can't be good for you boys. But it sure would me out financially. Though, I've been giving you fellers unlimited and unauthorized use of my squad car so that you could maybe help me get ahead in the local politics. Oh, and also to do some research on your own disaster man condition.
Dirk Diggler.
Oh, Sheriff. We have some news that we think maybe you should like to hear.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Yeah, fellers, you told me. You said the mayor, Mayor Somerset's, has had my beloved nephew, the double-wide motorhome stunt-jumping daredevil and invertebrate internet bad influencer, banned from the city's final Liquidation Day celebration festivities, and on account of some invertebrate internet stuntmen illegal advertising that illegally took place. It's almost like the mayor, Mayor Somerset's, is trying to cancel my local emergency room maintenance subscription services to the restitution, instead of me canceling his subscriptions instead.
Panel 5.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Well, Dirk, well, see, I think the new city mayor, Mayor Somerset's, might be on to us after all. And all this in exchange for helping me to scare the new mayor out of impressing my outlaw cousin-in-law out of a life of piracy and high seas Sir Edmund Tetchery and Sir Arthur Treachery intrigue. Well, it seems the lad had found a cozy new employee position at the mayor's corrupt downtown office. As an internet downloading pirate, embezzling all of those intellectual people's properties like that.
Zeke Ziegler.
Sheriff, we have some news that we think you should maybe like to hear.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Then the mayor found out about my nephew, the pirate's double life, and about his double make-here latitudes. And the mayor, Mayor Somerset's, had my outlaw cousin-in-law fired, and out of a nearby canon of the current most wanted genre fiction list, with the mayor declaring only that Tom Bobbins was the last non-genre fiction author in the canon. And it isn't even Crichton, if you ask me about it. And what with the way he treats her and everything. Why, he even treated her to a nice old sports car the other day. And not that old one that I was looking both ways about fixing up for her. And it really was quite the Honda Civics lesson for the poor girl.
Panel 6.
Caption.
Dude, what you're basically laughing at is a visually impaired cartoonist. But remove yourself from all guilt and responsibility, for that is the road to real mindfulness and true enlightenment. Well, at least it says so on the answers to this here LSAT exam sheet anyway.
Sheriff Gloucester.
So what is it then? Are y'all taking another 49th grade Groundhog's Day class picture selfie photo opportunity with your caption readers again? Or like maybe it's class picture day in the 50 Shades of Glee? Are you boys talking to me? Or are you just practicing for that podcast of yours? I think that maybe I've been dipping into the paint fumes again, like I was just before. When I was first drawing files with a homely in the first scene of this here comic book movie, Video Nasty. Now, you boys up sharpen your crayons and just step right over here to the Squid Games car and make yourselves right at home with this here very expensive telecommunications system here, fellows.
Scene 4, Panel 1.
TV news journalist number 1.
Conclusive TV evidence now indicates that the Taylor Sweets phenomenon is not a negative influence on your children. Ha! And anyway, you keep making them, and she'll keep eating them. Hey, I just read them here, folks.
TV news journalist number 2.
And now moving on to the failed gambling casinos, and the cheating the wannabe players at the Tarot NTF trading cards, and the sending of meat and piss in the mail service, and the leaving hopeful enrollees hanging out in a bankrupt university parking lot 27 hours a day, 9 days a week. News, weather, and sports.
TV news journalist 1.
A recent study says that he's the best thing to happen to modern comedy since the evangelical church started selling pardons, and that without him, the weather itself might soak up all of the headlines instead. And speaking of sports, did we make you think we were talking about new President Herschel Walker? More at 11.
Panel 2.
Local TV announcer.
He's financially insolvent.
Little Beelzebub.
My therapist is rich, but I'm just another clown in her circus, really.
Local TV announcer.
He's communicably irreverent.
Denise.
The local upscale clothing store at the shopping mall is having a whites-only sale, but I never wear white out before Labor Day anyway.
Local TV announcer.
He's more than a little socially irreconcilable and culturally irredeemable.
Little Beelzebub.
A Norman Learjet? You wouldn't know Shakespeare from a shaken beer, Gertrude. You frozen otter pop skull. You're more of a little Dickens, you are. You're more of a Chuck D from a parallel universe Publix Eczema franchise. Yeah, you're more like a little Dickens, you are.
Local TV announcer.
Join all the morally reprehensible laughs on Little Beelzebub. Weeknights at 2 on your local VD Clinic TV affiliate PBS Channel 13. Public television. It's why we have to make stupid TV sitcoms now.
Panel 3.
Caption.
6 months earlier, the mayor has a Robin Hood moment. Or a Rip Van Hoodwinkled moment. Make that a Dickens and Xmas Carol Hallmark Network moment.
Mayor Somerset's.
Finally I can get some sleep. Jeepers, it's not as easy as I thought it would be, this life as a corrupt small-town mayor and an on-the-take local city official. But I guess the Neutered Corners Gated Retirement Community Buyer's Guide to Local Corrupt Officials comes out next week. So at least maybe I can dream up some greed money with the local coverage that way. Wait, what's that sound inside the wardrobe? Egads. Zooms. You can't handle this truth. I hear what sounds like ghosts in my very own dressing wardrobe.
Macbeth.
Dobbs Evening, the mayor of Somerset. We are 5 ghosts of Shakespearean works. Ghosts from the Bard of On Upon Calling's past, present, and future canonical works. We are here to show you a glimpse of the Elizabethan dramatist's grand design for the drawn-out dramas of your own tragic fate.
Julius Caesar.
You will be visited 5 times on 5 consecutive nights, once each by the ghosts from Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Richard III, Macbeth, and Cymbeline. There is no exit from this tour of your untimely doom. You will follow us and obey us. Otherwise, well, perhaps it is you who cannot handle this truth.
Panel 4.
The mayor of Somerset.
Oh, look here, ghosts. I think that there's been some sort of a mistake. Or maybe some sort of a clerical error. Plus, I think the old visited by 3 ghosts routine is a bit of a hackneyed cliche nowadays, isn't it? I mean, even 2 years ago. Really?
Cymbeline.
Yeah, he's really got a point there, you know. The visited by 3 ghosts routine is a bit played out, isn't it?
Richard III.
Yeah, besides, I think it's Chuck D, Charles Dickens, who wrote an Xmas Carol with the 3 ghosts, and not William Shakespeare. Plus, aren't the ghosts like secondary characters in the Shakespeare plays? I mean, it's not like the ghosts of the lead characters or anything, is it?
Julius Caesar.
Hey, the ghost of Richard III is right. It's not like the ghosts were the main plot points in each of those plays. I mean, take for example Bank from Macbeth. The ghosts were more like the McMuffins of the plays. It's like the sled named Rosebud in Citizen Kane or the chicken salad sandwich recipe in Tea House of the August Moon. See, they're not executive essential, but the works just wouldn't be the same plays without the MC Muffins.
Panel 5.
The mayor of Castlebridge.
Now hold on a minute, they're ghosts. You mean you barge into my bed sitting room on me at 4 in the morning and tell me that I'm doomed, and then imply that you might not even be the right ghosts for the job?
Hamlet.
And on top of that, you dudes don't even know that the chicken salad sandwich recipe, and it's MC Guffin, not MC Muffin, wasn't in that 1850s Marlon Brando vehicle's house of the August moon at all, but it was rather in the late 1860s early Woody Allen movie, What's Up, Tiger Lily? Sheesh, I've got nubiles on my team. Or, the hair tonic in. Oh brother, what art thou?
The mayor of the Dubervilles.
Well, believe you me, if I could get a ghost arrested for breaking and entering right now, believe you me, ghosts, that's exactly what I do.
William Shakespeare.
Hi everybody, I'm a young William Shakespeare. I think some ghosts of mine that I've been developing some ideas on have escaped from my dreams, and somehow found their way into the mayor here's dreams instead. And I just had to stop by to take them back to where they belong. Come on, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Richard III, Macbeth, and Cymbeline. Let's go, dudes. Hey, avenge me, right?
Panel 6.
Hamlet.
Plus, I think he's right. I think we have found the wrong same old, visited by 3 ghosts routine. And this flashback routine is a bit of a hackneyed cliche anyway. Anyway, as of 2 years ago. Methinks. I mean, it's just so 2 years ago, isn't it?
The mayor of D. Ubervilles.
Hey, wait a minute, ghosts. You know, as a once and future on the take mayor and a formerly and soon to be again corrupt city official, I've really learned a valuable lesson from all of you all here tonight. You know, maybe don't be so organizationally challenged all the time. And maybe don't be as self-serving as that Mayor Scrooged in that Chuck D. Charles Dickens. It's the Great Pumpkin, you little Dickens novella, or whatever it is.
Hamlet.
Maybe, just maybe, you should try to be a nicer guy to other people, you know? Just for its own sake. Instead of just being just a nice guy, just to stay out of a death worse than fate, and to avoid that dark continent from which no felled traveler has ever returned. Although it's been said that sometimes the rust is the only thing that's holding the car together at all with the modern right-wing evangelical trick or treater churchgoing. Dude!
Mere Somersets.
Yep. Plus, maybe I can advance my career as a corrupt city official better that way. You know, maybe do better next time instead.
William Shakespeare.
Well, I know that the Buyer's Guide to Corrupt City Officials comes out in paperback next week. So, maybe I can finally get published with those guys in a later edition. You know, and maybe do better next time instead. Adieu, adieu. And this is the thanks that I get.
Scene 5. Panel 1.
Eubanks Martindale.
Near Mrs. Margarine Tired Neanderthal, come on down here. Our Miss Jeneth Flunktard number 2, come on down here. Yours truly, Mr. Big Bill Ass Hat from Big Bill Ass Hat, Mussoliniville, Missouri. Come on down here. You're the next contestants on our big moving, fast money, vast right-wing conspiracy game show. I'm your host, Eubanks Martindale, and it's time to own the libs.
Panel 2.
Eubanks Martindale.
Now you all know how to play our petty little game, right? Just answer these incoherent questions and lose valuable sums of money.
Mrs. Margarine Tired Neanderthal.
I'm ready to lose bigly, Eubanks Martindale.
Panel 3.
Eubanks Martindale.
Of course. This week on our TV game show, it's our final Liquidation Day celebration series. Values slashed, weak positions, and strongly held too. The excitement is falling through the roof. Viewers. And just why do we do it? Crank up the PZM faders, Fred. Pump up the volume. Volume. Volume.
Mrs. Jeneth Flunktard number 2.
I'm ready to lose hugely. Eubanks Martindale.
Panel 4.
Eubanks Martindale.
And now don't look over here, where the loveless and talentless Miss Marsha will show you all just what you've all been praying for. It's a brand new bankrupt country.
Big Bill Ass Hat from Big Bill Ass Hat, Mussoliniville, Missouri.
I'm ready to lose mostly. Eubanks Martindale.
Panel 5.
Eubanks Martindale.
That's right. Well, Big Bill Ass Hat from Big Bill Ass Hat, Mussoliniville, Missouri? You didn't think enough to write an answer on your answer card. And how much did you wager, Bill? Oops. Everything. Which makes the house itself our big winner once again, as it collapses inwardly upon itself. We'll catch up to you all once again next time on Own the Libs.
Panel 6.
See yes. Wouldn't want to, be yas. with all that guilt hanging over your heads like a great big sword of Demosthenes.
Big Bill Asshat from Big Bill Asshat Mussoliniville, Missouri.
Kill You Kissed, Eubanks, Martindale.
Scene 6. Panel 1.
Caption:
Prisoner 0707 talks Agent Rhymes into getting his super spy cellmate reassigned to a different holding cell. And anyway, luck has it that the agency now needs the 0707 super spy inmate to compete in the bowling league, as the super spy agent, Boomer Catnip, has unfortunately broken her thumb whilst trying to hitchhike to a better script.
Caption:
And just then, back at the Nebraska Island prison, where the government genius megalomaniac scientist Agent 0707 is researching tirelessly to develop a social media app that will be used to apprehend the disaster man science hero.
Agent 0707.
What beer is it, Agent Rhymes? How long have I been stuck in this heck hole doing all this diabolical research? I remember when the crows chased the raven away, who had chased the seagulls away as if to commemorate the day that Emperor Tweet took over the crown. How long? How many years have I been trapped down here in this foul, fettered research prison? Although I now realize that asking this question, going down this road, it now just leads to madness.
Agent Rhymes.
Well, it's only been the 2 days really, Agent 0707, but I was just thinking about ordering out for some Chung King chicken vindaloo. If you're in agreement.
Agent 0707.
Bah, would you poison me with your radioactive coffee, insolent and insouciant fool? Do you take me for just another knucklehead? Meme?
Panel 2.
Agent Rhymes.
Hey, I'm not involved with any of the job assignments, or with any of the staffing decisions that are made with this agency, Agent 0707. If you have an individual grievance, then you'll need to take that up with Nancy. I'm with research and product development. But if you do see Nancy, tell her I said hi. She left something for me in my radioactive coffee the other week. Hey, how did that situation with Agent 0202 go anyway? She told me that she almost reported you to HR when you kept saying that she reminded you of your ex-wife. We know you're a mad scientist, Agent 0707, but you don't need to keep reminding us it.
Agent 0707.
I should maybe give myself more deadlines. Otherwise, it's not research, it's just typing I, in order to have something to edit at the end of a long, hard delirium tremens. Anyway, I think that I'm ready to start thinking about the league bowling team again. Just don't bring that awful double agent counterspy into my research lab again.
Panel 3.
Agent Rhymes.
Well, it's like they said on the Farce News Netsworth Network again last night. Do you think, Mr. Senator, that every baby should now be replaced with a newborn puppy instead? What kind of Geico meandering is that? So you're against puppies now, are you, Mr. Senator? I just think that we have more grown-up problems now,
Agent 0707. Well, you know me. I'm pro-puppy myself, really. Do you want to argue about it? Oh, what do you mean personally or professionally? It sounds like a local story again, doesn't it? Well, I think there's like a post-rock and a post-soul. So why shouldn't there be a post-50 bowling league camp? See, that first DCU, the Flasher movie, proved that Mikey Keaton is the definitive batsman, and that the rest of us are just batting around in his wake.
Agent Rhymes.
Hey, Agent 0707. Mad scientist, dude. I'm just looking to get that order of Chung King chicken vindaloo brought to this cell here sooner or later. Plus, I've seen your bowling league moves recently. Tim Conaway, dude. You've been making Mitch McConnell look like breakdancing with the Blue Man Group lately. Hey, what do we have here? Maybe this old Crass album, Stations of the Crass, is worth another listen.
Panel 4.
Caption.
And at that same time, in the drift-through, range-free, grifter-free exemplification of corrupt small-town values that to its locals is known only as Neutered Corners Gated Retirement Community.
Dirt Diddler.
Well, it was sure nice of Sheriff Gloucester to set us up with these police dispatch call center jobs, and it seems like a nice undercover job until we can clear our names of those embezzlement charges that we wanted from the national security grid. It's a shame that he has such a negative opinion of Mayor Somerset. He really seems like a nice couple of dudes, and not at all the exemplification of corrupt small-town values. Really.
Zeke Ziegler.
Yep. I guess he really is a fan of that feral man brute that we can become when we write the magic word into the ancient wizard's golf parchment paper to become the disaster man. Say, you don't think he has a hidden agenda, do you?
Dirt Diggler.
Yeah, like maybe selling a disaster man persona down the river as an attraction to some kind of a carnival sideshow freak museum, do you? He sure seems to know a lot about carnival sideshow freak museum attractions, though.
Panel 5.
Sheriff Gloucester.
How's the new job treating you boys? First day jitter fritters, right? Well, I got a joke for you two fellas. It seems that there's these two Wu-Li Tai-Shy hamster masters, and they're walking across the street. And the one turns to the other to take the lead, and he says, "Go ahead, be my ghost." And then the other Wu-Li Tai-Shy hamster master looks at him all ponderous like for a second. And then he says, "Let's wait and walk across the street at the crosswalk. Dude, it might even be federal."
Zeke Ziegler.
I think I know where this story is going, Dirk Diggler.
Derek Diggler.
Yeah, I think I know where this story is going as well. Zeke Ziegler.
Sheriff Gloucester.
And then the first Wu-Li Tai-Shy hamster master says, "I agree. You see, we two are like the pebbles in the duffel bag, making one another sharper as we rub our consciousnesses together. You do like hamsters, don't you, boys?"
Zeke Ziegler.
Let us stop you right there, Sheriff Gloucester. Now, we don't want any trouble now, mister.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Well, it's said that small child never stands taller than when takes the car out in the middle of the night and helps another small child extend to reach the accelerator pedals. Get it? Pedals? Reaching? Convoluted maybe, but reaching.
Panel 6.
Dirt Diggler.
Well, I can see that it's time for us to move on to the next dead-end town. And all in an effort to clear our names from embezzlement charges on this Federal Bureau of Intelligence Accountability's database.
Zeke Ziegler.
Yeah, I guess that it's time we left this cozy cush police call center gig and went back to drifting aimlessly around the country like Jack Biovac and Ted Cassidy on the road to the Mall of the Americavilles or something. But hey, at least we had the time to break up that 1-900 Toys for Kids conspiracy ring. The whole thing sounded just a little bit too dangerous.
Sheriff Gloucester.
Well, boys, I always say, if you love a concept, then set it free. If it comes back to you, then who knows? Maybe it would be up for some more kinkier stuff the next time. And if you don't like someone, set them free too. And then maybe at least they'll come back as a bigger a hole the next time. Hell, it's the pornography police. Get who gets you. You know what I mean, fellas.
Dirt Diggler.
Thanks, Sheriff. What's his name? We'll never forget you. I guess it's back to the open road for us aimless drifters of the Lost Americana. We are the lost loved children of a broken future with hope in our eyes on a one-way ticket to Bolivia. Aren't we, Zeke Ziegler? Say best regards to Deputy Buckinghams and tell him that acne is sure to clear up sooner or later.
Zeke Ziegler.
Yeah, come on, Dirk Diggler. So anyway, Inky, Pinky, Binky, and Clyde, you've got my game tokens. You're going down this time, fellers.
Next episode.
12 Men of God, Superior Mother, Circus Year, Flies, Better Class First, All Down Fall,
Copyrights 2025.
With thanks and respect to Good Riddance and their album For God and Country Fat Wreck Chord Recordings 1995 for the episode title Anagram Mashups.